Welcome back to Market Headlines. Since June 25th, Hong Kong has announced all ban on all flights, including transiting from Indonesia. This is following a steep increase in COVID-19 cases in the Southeast Asian country. As the number of imported cases from Indonesia has reached the above threshold, the government of Hong Kong's special administrative regions invokes the special specific flight suspension for Indonesia. Applied since June 25th, Hong Kong did not specify how long the place-specific flight suspension for Indonesia would remain in place. Hong Kong specifies Indonesia as a Group A1 specified place on June 25th. It means that the Hong Kong administrative government can also now categorize Indonesia as extremely high-risk country, along with Brazil, India, Nepal, Pakistan, and Philippines, and South Africa. All persons departing from that countries will be barred from entering Hong Kong, even if the person is only a 2-hour layover or transit. According to a report from China Daily, 4 passengers boarding Garuda Indonesia Flight 876 from Jakarta were tested positive for COVID-19 when they arrived in Hong Kong last Sunday. That finding has led to Indonesia flight carrier being banned from entering Hong Kong from June 22nd to July 5th. IDX Channel reported. According to Hong Kong government, Indonesia is in the category of countries with extreme high risk for COVID-19 pandemic. Category has been pinned by the Hong Kong government since June 25th. By entering that category, all flights passengers from Indonesia are not allowed to enter Hong Kong, even for transiting. And Hong Kong government has a 5-tier classification system that governs the pre-departure and documentations requirements for entering Hong Kong. The first tier, which is the group of A1, consists extremely high-risk places. So let's dig more in the next graphic. So here it is. We can see the classification system that is provided by a Hong Kong government, and Indonesia is not along in the group A1, which is we got Brazil, India, Pakistan, the Philippines, Nepal, and also South Africa. And sadly, Indonesia has been included in the extremely high-risk place according to Hong Kong government. It means that any passengers who have been in Brazil, India, Indonesia, Nepal, and Pakistan are prohibited to enter the Hong Kong government. So yeah, we can see through the graphic that Brazil, India, Indonesia, Nepal, and Pakistan are very prohibited to enter the country, which means Hong Kong residential, because as we know that Indonesia is having a surge of COVID-19 cases recently, and due to that, of course, for more than 2 hours in the past 21 days will not be permitted to enter Hong Kong. And yes, I would like to put disclaimer in here that this is according to Hong Kong government, not according to World Health Organization. So it means that this policy is purely from country's deed, not based on the national standard. But again, the highest authority comes from the country itself. So basically, Hong Kong can do anything to protect its country, including flight ban from several countries. But it is totally understandable if Hong Kong includes Indonesia as a high-risk country. If we look at the data from the recent month, COVID-19 in Indonesia has soared into emergency level. So let's see the data in the next graphic. So here it is. Through the next graphic, we can see the surging cases of COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia. We can see that by January 2021, which is in the 27th of January, it has only 1 million cases, but however, the number is escalating until June. We can see that it increased by 1 million cases within only several months. And the spokespersons for the Ministry of Health, Siti Nadia Tarmizi, say that the soaring COVID-19 cases reached record high as a result of holidays, homecoming, and return trips for Eid al-Fitr. She also said that the increase in COVID-19 cases was due to new variants such as the Alpha, Beta, and Delta variants from India. The transmissions of the coronavirus from these new variants be considered to be faster. And the number of COVID-19 cases in Indonesia continues to increase. The data from COVID-19 Handling Task Force noted that the last Saturday to Sunday, the additions of positive patients reached 21,342 people. This number is the highest record for the addition of new COVID-19 cases in a day since the coronavirus pandemic took place in the country. So let's see the trend in the next graphic. We can see that Indonesia is now in the emergency level of the surging COVID-19 cases in Indonesia. We can see that within last week, the increase of COVID-19 cases in Indonesia is escalating very quickly. Even by Monday, June 21st, the increasing cases reaching 13,737. Meanwhile, the latest data we gathered from the COVID-19.go.id by June 27th on Sunday, it reached 21,342 new cases in Indonesia. With this additional of 21,000 cases, Worldometer's data on Sunday placed Indonesia in the first place in the country that recorded the highest additions of COVID-19 cases in a day in today's period. Following a second place by Russia, recorded an additional of 20,538 new cases in a day. And therefore, the government moved quickly to suppress the COVID-19, namely by tightening the micro-social restriction and health protocol discipline. Spokespersons for COVID-19 Handling Task Force, Wicky Adrian, stated that the adherence to health protocols is effective in preventing the transmissions. So let's see how effective is that through the next graphic. Here it is. We can see the statement from Wicky Adrian as the spokesperson for the COVID-19 Handling Task Force. He said that washing hands with soap can reduce the risk of transmissions by 35%. Wearing cloth masks can reduce the risk by 45%. Surgical mask can reduce the risk by 70%. But most importantly, maintaining a minimum distance of 1 meter can reduce the risk of transmissions by up to 85%. Masks and social distancing are one package of the preventing the transmissions of coronavirus, and the use of masks can prevent the spread of droplets containing the coronavirus, while the social distancing can reduce any possibility. All effort is done due to Indonesia's COVID-19 cases soared into emergency level, forcing some hospitals to set up emergency tents to cater a deluge of patients seeking care after potentially contracted by the Delta variants of the virus. And Indonesia has been included into high-risk place by some countries, and naturally we have to admit that the COVID-19 cases trend is surging. And it is our duty right now to keep the situations under control by implementing health protocols. And yes, viewers, stay with us because market headlines will be right back after this quick break.